Hello and welcome to Terrier Talk. I'm Adam Tomlinson and today I'm joined with Head of Goalkeeping, Paul Clements. How are you, Clem? You okay?
I'm not bad, thanks. Yourself?
Yeah, very well, thank you. I thought we'd start by talking about the draw with Preston North End. Not really one for the neutrals, was it?
No, listen, it was a scrappy one, wasn't it? But it was a point well earned. We think last time we played them, we got bullied, if we're honest, and we knew it was going to be that kind of game. And I think at this stage of the season, it's not about how we play; it's about the points we accumulate. And yeah, we take the point, we move on, and we don't have to unpick it too much with the quick turnaround.
For you, obviously, the major positive was that we've got back-to-back clean sheets now.
Yeah, it's always nice. Obviously, it's not just down to the goalkeepers, but I think the whole defensive unit starting from the front as well. And listen, if you get clean sheets, you get a point, don't you? And then if we can lay a glove on the opposition's goal, then we can pick up more. But I think that's our starting point, is to try and shut up shop and make us hard to beat. And if we keep doing that, we'll keep getting the points. And the quicker we do that, the quicker we can get the job done, which is our clear goal, is to stay in this league.
And in front of Jonas Lörsel, Richard Stearman and Christopher Schindler really come to the fore the last two games, haven't they? Their aggression in the defence has been outstanding.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a relationship going. I think in the Preston game in particular, it was like the Shindy of old. And I think it's been no secret that we had a meeting led by the players and got the players to lead it, and them two have really took responsibility, because it's all right saying things, but you've got to put your actions, your words into action. And them two have been magnificent. And it doesn't surprise you that with them two playing like they did, that we do pick up clean sheets. Whoa.
Feel the power.
In those meetings where the likes of Richard Stearman and Christopher Schindler come forward to talk, how useful is that, where the experienced lads are really leading those discussions?
I think it wasn't just the experienced lads, the young players spoke as well. I think with the Forest game and the results that had gone before that on the Saturday, I think it was a reality check for a few of them, that if they didn't know they were in a realistic chance of going down, then it certainly hit them. And as coaching staff, we set it up for them to talk and get it out there, and they had to look each other in the eye. And obviously the senior lads stepped up and spoke first and spoke clearly, and it just galvanised the group. And we can't do much on the training pitch at the minute, so it's all about the mentality. And I've definitely seen a change in the attitude around the training ground since that meeting. And Steers and Shins and Kingy and Jonas and all the rest of the senior boys played a massive part in that.
And obviously the point against Preston, even though it wasn't the most glamorous game ever, to get that point, I know we don't look at the other results particularly, but with the results that did happen last weekend, it's a vital point in this situation, isn't it?
Yeah, every point is. I mean, at the end of the day, I know a lot of people come on media and say, we don't look at the other results, but the fact is some of the lads do. And the fact is, it went well for us yesterday with QPR and West Brom picking up points. And every time we pick up a point, it's a blow to the others. And, it was a massive point for us in the grand scheme of things. I think if you looked at the fixtures, Preston pushing for the playoffs, difficult side to beat, and we stood strong against them, and we take confidence and momentum now. It's, like you say, it's 2 clean sheets, it's 2 unbeaten. However you want to dress it up, it's momentum going into tomorrow night and Friday. And, when you get positive results, the lads can't wait to play. So, you know, we've just finished training there. They're itching to get on the bus, get down there and have a go at Reading.
Yeah, and we spoke a lot over the last couple of weeks from a player's perspective. So we had Harry Toffolo on the last show who explained what it was like in terms of recovery and training for both games, obviously having just a 3-day period between them. In terms of goalkeepers, what's that like? Is it very similar to an outfield player?
It very much depends on the game. Historically, if we play Saturday, Tuesday, Jonas in particular, he likes to come out the next day and do a bit, not maybe the full session, but maybe come out with me and just get his feet and hands going. If he's had a tough game, and that might not be by making 10 saves, that might be a mentally tough game. He might just need the day to recover like the outfield players. Obviously, the outfield players, it's a lot more on their legs than it is for the goalkeepers. But we just play it by ear, really. It's all about how I can get the goalkeeper who's playing and the goalkeeper who potentially is coming on in the first minute, as in the keeper that will be on the bench. It's all about how I get them feeling that they're ready to perform. You know, if I say, right, come on, let's get out and do a bit, you need a bit because you look a bit rusty or whatever, or,
yeah,
you know, it might not work. It's all about the mental preparation for me as the goalkeeper, whereas obviously the outfielders, it's a lot about their body as well.
And you like to do a lot of work preparing them for what they might face against an opposition with this turnaround and having to manage the load on the bodies. How do you have to do that? Do you do that in a more clever way, looking at video clips rather than being out ready on the training field? Because I can imagine on the training pitch between these games, it's very tactical.
Yeah, I mean, we always do an attacking trends meeting, which means that we'll look at the types of crosses they put in. You know, some teams put high balls, load it on you, some whip it low, look at where they shoot from, etc. But normally we'd look at that and then go and train it. So we'd look at the crosses and then we'd go and do a crossing session. Obviously, we haven't got that time. So yeah, we just, you know, we unpick it on the video and we speak about it a lot. You know, as daft as it sounds, me and Jonas go for a walk around the training ground and just have a chat. And, you know, we've got 3.5 hours on the bus now down to Reading, and, you know, we've got a video that we're going to look at on that bus journey as well. So yeah, you're right. It's just utilising the time, and not the other thing is as well is not overdoing it. You know, we've got some good training in prior to this period of games where we knew the games would come thick and fast, and when we were doing sessions, we were saying this session's for team A, B, and C, and you know, just I've got to make sure they know they're ready, and if they feel ready, they'll perform like they have been doing.
Absolutely. And over the course of this season, we've obviously seen 4 goalkeepers turn out for Huddersfield Town: Camille Grabara, Ryan Schofield, Jonas Lörsel and Joel Coleman. For you to have a strong goalkeeping department like that throughout the season must be really pleasing.
Yeah, I don't lose any sleep, whoever plays in goal, which is a nice position to be in. It really is. And I think, you know, they've all got each other's back on the training pitch. If you can have better standards of goalkeepers training with each other, it can bring the best out of them, and they just go at it every day, which is great. And you know, I've said before to you, you know, Jonas loves this club, so he comes in, and we all know what Jonas can do. I think Camille's going to be an outstanding keeper going forward in his career, and he's done well for us. Ryan's obviously one of our own hometown boy who just loves club to bits and wants to do well, and we're just managing him to be ready for the future. And Joel has just been, I can't speak highly enough for Joel, because he's just been ready whenever he's needed and not had a lot of game time. Dread to think, was it 200 times on the bench or something? And, he never moans, he gets on with it. And that, having that person in your group's massive for us, for the dynamics. And yeah, they all get on well, and it's been great for me. Like I say, when you can go to bed at night and not worry who's playing in goal, if something happens to one of them, the next one's ready to go.
Yeah. And Camille obviously has gone back to Liverpool now. For a young goalkeeper, he did very well with us and made further steps, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. And to be fair to him, he come into a very, very tough dressing room at the start of the season. And he performed well. And he played a lot of games in a calendar year, which I think I mentioned over Christmas. And I've had the Liverpool coaches on the phone over the moon about, the things he's gone through, good and bad. And, I can't speak highly enough of him. He's getting a rest now. He's back on his way to Poland. Obviously he didn't want the injury. He wanted to play every game this season, but it is what it is. And from me and from the club, I can't thank him enough for all he did for us.
Yeah, and Ryan Schofield is back with us now after his loan spell. Having him and Joel obviously pushing Jonas in training must be really helpful.
Yeah, and it's been a little bit different with Ryan, because obviously we can't play him. So instead of him training as normal, he's been doing a lot of extra sessions in the gym. I've been pushing him to improve his body. It's a period of time that's unique. So yeah, he's been training tired every day, because he's been doing double, triple sessions, trying to build that body up so he can be robust enough to play in the Championship. It's all about individualising their program for the week, because there's no point Ryan just doing the little bits that Joel and Jonas are doing, because it's just going to waste 6 or 7 weeks of his career. So yeah, he's for example, before the Preston game, I was on the training pitch with him early in the morning, really trying to build him up for the future.
Yeah, and we can't forget Ben Hamer either. Obviously, he's on loan at Derby County. How regularly do you speak to him and keep up with how he's doing there?
Yeah, twice a week. We speak after every game. And yeah, the thing with Ben is, I said it when he came to the club, he'd been a number 2 for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
And he was in and out of our team, and every time he came in, he hadn't played for a period of time, and he just needed to play football. And he's gone to Derby, and I think he's played the last 26 games or something like that. And, he's in his rhythm, he's enjoying it. He was the first one to text me the other night after the Birmingham game, got back in the changing room, first text message, Ben Hamer. So he's still very much part of the club, and he'll be with us next season, and he's looking forward to it. And he comes back on the back of playing, which is brilliant, because we had him here and he was sat on the bench, and it just didn't help him. He just needed to play, and there was lots of interest for loans, and he could have gone and played lower and played from the start, but he backed his abilities, fought hard to get in the team at Derby. He stayed in the team at Derby, and that's not easy. And he comes back here with confidence. So I just hope that he can hit the ground running and kick on with us next season.
The company name is Manrichem. We are process engineering and design contractors. We are the hidden glue that makes the entire world work. Innovation is an interesting subject. What we do is help people conceptualize their ideas. What we always say is that if somebody comes through our door with an idea, that we can normally find a way of helping them. Taking people's ideas and making it a reality is what we do.
Obviously for us, still this season, we travel, like you said, later today to face Reading. What do you expect from them without giving obviously too much away?
I think it's really difficult at the minute because, you know, you're playing every 3 days, so you're trying to second guess everyone else's manager, like who they're going to rest, who's come through the last game. Now that they've got 52 points on the board, are they looking to next season and to blood a few young ones? Do they want to finish strong? You know, do they play the same team because they won heavily in the last game? It's so hard to predict teams. What we do know is they're a good side with the ball. What we do know is they'll be confident from the previous match. We do know they won't be fully fit, and neither are we. So it is what it is. That's not an excuse. But we do know we've got a lot more to fight for, and we do know that they're going to have to be at their best to beat us, because we're going there with a lot of confidence, and we're ready.
The Championship's so unpredictable. I mean, Reading's a side that says that as well. They went from losing 3-0 to Brentford to then beating Luton 5-0 just 3 days later. That it's so hard to predict what's going to happen, isn't it?
Yeah, and if you actually look at the game, you know, Luton could have been 2-0 up in 20 minutes. So it's such a fine margin, and you know, we've felt it in games before where, you know, we've come out on the wrong side of the result and we've had an early chance that's clipped the outside of the post, and on another day goes in and you take the points. It's so tight, and even more so, I think, in this current circumstance. You know, some teams are benefiting from not having the fans because they're on the back. We're missing our fans because they drive us. It's so hard to predict at the best of times, and it's even more so now.
What's it like as a coach in these circumstances with the games coming thick and fast? How hard is it to prepare? How many hours do you have to put in to prepare for each game?
Well, for example, little insight. Yesterday, I hadn't been home for 2 days because of the games and the schedule. So, you know, after training, we had one meeting as coaching staff. We then went away and had a couple of hours with our family. They went to bed, laptop back out, back on Zoom. I think we finished about 1 o'clock in the morning last night. Just trying to keep fresh so that we're fresh for the players, but trying not to miss the detail that we'd normally have a week to prepare, or 4 days at least, where we're cramming everything into 2. But I've enjoyed it. It's a good challenge. You know, I love football, and I love trying to, you know, see as much as I can. And I think, you know, like we're doing now on Zoom, it enables you to work away from the training ground but still be together. Like I said, we've got a 3.5-hour bus journey. We've got time in the hotel tomorrow. We won't waste a second as coaching staff. Obviously, the recovery staff, you know, John Iger and his team have been absolutely superb, getting the lads physically ready. And then it's just for us to drip feed information into them. So maybe not having as many big team meetings together, but getting small groups and speaking to players individually. But as a coaching staff, being united and knowing what we're doing, so that they're not getting the information 2 or 3 times. It's been interesting. Yeah,
I can imagine that's the key, trying to keep the players not only physically ready but mentally ready as well, not overloading them with too much.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, again, they need to, you know, football players are first and foremost, they're human beings.
Yeah.
And they need to see their family. They've got other things going on in their lives that they need to know is in order, so that when they come to work, they're fresh, they've got no worries, and they're ready for nothing else but the fight for Huddersfield Town. And, you know, normally we go through a game quite in depth, but I think that's we've changed that recently because there's just not enough time to worry about what's gone. It's all about what's next. So yes, Preston, we could have picked the games to bits and said, we're not happy with this, we like this, we don't like this, but it's like, let's move on and go forward quickly because there's just no time to dwell on anything at the moment.
Yeah, and 5 massive games left for us as well now.
Absolutely. And our only thought is tomorrow night. Let's see where we lie after that game. But I think it's about staying calm as well as a coaching team because, let's say we win 5-0 tomorrow night. We don't go jumping about because we'll still have to get more points before the end of the season versus if we got beat 5-0 tomorrow night, it's not the end of the world. We need to go again. And every game's a cup final. We want to win it. But at the same time, like at Preston, picking up points, good performances, clean sheets, being together as a team, it's going to get us over the line. And, I think every man from the coaching staff to the players to the cleaners at the training ground, we all know the job and we're ready and we're looking forward to it and we're enjoying it.
Clem, thank you very much. That was really insightful.
No problem.
Huddersfield Town fans, thank you for watching. You can watch Huddersfield Town take on Reading on iFollow HTAFC. Kick off at 6 p.m.